Thank you for joining us for another TGG Cares. My name is Jordan Aware. I am a realtor with the Tyler Goff Group team, and I have the pleasure to sit down with Amy today. She is from the Children's Home Shelter for Family Safety, correct?
That's right, very good.
Which was previously known as the Children's Inn.
Correct,
So
yes.
You guys have had an exciting year.
Yes, very much.
And one starting with the name change.
Yes, so yes, it has been a big year. We've kind of had two big events, and the name change, that took place mid-November.
Okay.
It was kind of a long transition, a discussion about what made sense, but we just recognized that our name, Children's Inn, really didn't encompass everything we did or all the people that we served. And so we wanted to build our brand a little bit and be associated more with the Children's Home Society, which we've been a part of since 1998. And so we changed our name to the Children's Home Shelter for Family Safety to better describe the people that we serve and that we are a shelter. We are the only domestic violence shelter in this area, and we wanted to make sure people knew that. So the name change, it's taken a little while to get used to saying it for everybody that we interact with. It's been a long time, over 45 years we've had the name Children's Inn. So
takes a little bit.
Exactly, but that's okay. We'll everybody will get there.
Yes, exactly. So you touched on it a little bit. So it says it in the name, but like in the community, so who are you really serving then? When, as a shelter, it's obviously the children, but can you go a little bit into detail on that?
Absolutely. So what our program does is we are a domestic violence shelter, so we serve any individual who has experienced domestic violence or sexual assault, stalking, or human trafficking who is in need of not only shelter but other services as well. And then we are also a group home for children who have been abused or neglected. So kids anywhere from 0 to 17 who are in a home that's no longer safe for whatever reason it might be. If they need another placement and they get removed from their home by Child Protective Services, we can be an option for them. So families look different. Families can be kids without mom or dad at that moment. They can be a family of mom and kids or dad and kids who are fleeing abusive relationships. So it's really a variety of people that can be served by our services.
Wow. Well, you guys do some amazing things for our community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
On top of the name change, there's also a lot of big changes with the new building.
Yes.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was definitely the biggest thing for us in 2022.
Yes. I know when I visited the Children's Inn last year around this time, they were talking about building it.
Yes.
And I keep driving by it on 10th, right?
Correct,
It's
yes.
by the Encompass?
Yep. So the old School for the Deaf, that campus on East 10th Street. So most people tend to know where that is. If we're on the part that used to be the running track.
Okay.
And so now the actual address is 113 North St. Paul, but it's really on the corner of 10th and St. Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has the building been? Like when did you guys first open the new building?
We moved in November 15th,
Okay.
so just a little over a month now. It's been good. It's been quite a transition, as you can imagine. Think of yourself moving. Well, you do that all the time as a realtor. But we moved, 55 people that day. Woke up in our old building and had everybody having dinner in the new building.
Wow.
And so, but we had a lot of great volunteers and a lot of really collaborative efforts. But it's just been really, really great because we were just so jam-packed and overpacked into our old shelter. And, we had people sleeping in offices and conference rooms. And we had really just used every possible inch of space to serve the people that were coming to us. But we didn't want to turn people away if they needed to be there. And so now our new facility has 38 bedrooms and 96 beds.
Okay.
A lot more common space and just a lot more space in general. The building itself is much brighter and lighter, higher ceilings, lots of windows. So it just feels more spacious, just even in that way. But we are quickly filling it up, though. Cool. So it's a good thing we got into it when we did.
Yes. Beat the cold, too.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So how many people, on your, typical, when you look at the calendar, how many people are normally, living there, and usually how long are they staying for?
Sure. I'd have to look now with our new numbers, if you will, but, we were averaging around 50 to 60 people a day in our old building, which had a 40-bed capacity.
Wow.
So today we have 79 people in shelter with us, and we have a 96 beds. So it sounds like we have room, and which we do, but, we're creeping up to what our capacity would be in our new building already. And so most people stay anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, kind of depending on their situation. Some people just need a few nights of safety to get out of that situation, and maybe they're wanting to return back to the home if their perpetrator gets arrested, or they want to go live with a relative in a different community and they just need some help getting a bus ticket or some other things together. So those are shorter stays. But then we also have individuals who flee that abusive relationship and are ready to completely start over. So if you think about what that involves maybe getting a job, finding childcare, looking for housing, helping with a divorce if that's what they want, or other legal concerns. So all of those things are going to take time. So individuals like that tend to stay with us longer, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, for anyone that's watching today, is there can you think of anything on the top of your head that the shelter really needs today, or maybe not even today, just, I know there's a lot of giving at this time of the year, but maybe not so much, at other times of the year.
Yeah.
So can you help
Sure.
give off some ideas there?
Well, and I appreciate you saying that. We have such a generous community all year round, but this time of the year we do get a lot of items. And a lot of those items we go right back to our clients. If they're staying with us, we celebrate Christmas just like everybody else with gift giving and food and celebrations in that way. But, in a few months down the road, we're going to start running out of shampoo, and we're going to start running out of conditioner, and we're going to need new sheets for the beds. We're going to always need food in our kitchen. We provide all meals and snacks for individuals staying with us. And while we can certainly purchase food if we need to, it certainly helps our budget if we get food donated. So canned items and sugar and flour and all those types of things that, everyone goes through in their home, we go through that quite a bit. So those are just a few of the things that come to the top of my mind. I usually say, whatever you need at your house, we need at our house times 70 or 80 people.
Right.
So if you think of it that way, when you're shopping, those are the items that are really most helpful to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So knowing that, I'm just trying to think, right now, you guys, I know we dropped off some gifts for Christmas. Are you still taking some?
Yep,
or?
absolutely.
Okay.
The nice thing is we start putting together Christmas lists for kids about a week in advance. We never know what kids are going to be with us on Christmas. Right. So we're do our best to kind of take care of those that are with us. A week ago, we get their Christmas lists and start pulling those items from the toys that we have in stock. And then groups like yours and others who start delivering things, we're like, oh, a little kid would love this. So we pull that and add that to their group of things. And but what's nice is that if we don't use the items at the holidays, we will use them year round for birthdays. Okay. Or we celebrate a lot of birthdays, as you can imagine. Kiddos come to us and it's their birthday when they're there. We also do what's called a departure gift for every child that's staying with us when they leave. And we have about 600 kids come through our door every year, and every child, when they leave, they get a gift that we put in a neat little pillowcase that a group makes for us, and it contains a blanket, a book, a new toy, pajamas, just all new items for those kids to take with them to wherever they're going next. And they might be going home, they might be going to a relative, they might be going into a new home. It's hard to say where they're going to go, but here's some things that are their own. And we've had some really positive feedback over the years from not only kids, but from adults, how meaningful that is to them just to have something that's their own again. So everything that we get gets used in some way throughout the year, for sure.
That's amazing. You guys really do impact just children's lives and even the women that are involved. And I was going to ask you, so building, even just if they're long-term stay, building those relationships, do you ever get to see those kids that sometimes they even grow up to being adults?
Yep.
Okay.
So kind of a couple of different things I might mention. Kids who stay with us as children, whether they were there with their mom or dad, or if they came because they had to be removed from their home, we sometimes hear from those kids about the impact that they've had when they're staying with us. And that is just so powerful to hear, because sometimes it's just a really small glimpse of time in their life.
Right.
We have a woman that speaks for us sometimes, and she spoke at our ribbon cutting, for example. She and her mom stayed with us when she was 16, and she still speaks about it. She still has memories of what that felt like coming into the building and how she was treated, and just how that helped her and her mom kind of just get a fresh start from the abuse that they were experiencing at home. And then we also have a woman that has since moved away, but she was with us for a while and had to overcome a lot of barriers due to the abuse she was experiencing, and she had 2 young children with her. She is now very successful, has a career in a different state, and actually donates to us every year. She felt like we gave her so much during that time she was with us. She's now financially able to contribute back to us. And of course, we don't expect that and are really just blown away by it. But so I just know that there is that little impact that we have on people. And like I say, sometimes it's longer term, sometimes it's short term, but that's why we do the work we do. We know people need us, and we're there in that moment that they need us. And however that impacts their lives, we're glad to be part of that.
Yes. Well, your guys' organization is super important.
thank
So
you.
thank you for everything that you
Yes.
do.
Well, and thank you and your group for continuing to support our work. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite organizations.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So if anyone that's watching, if they want to donate either today or 6 months down the
Yep.
road, what's like the best way to get a hold of you?
Easiest thing is just to call our
Okay.
regular administrative number, which is 605-338-0116.
Okay.
You can also visit our website. We'll just talk with you, kind of figure out what it is you're looking to donate. If you have a time you want to bring that in, we can set that up, and then you just show up. And
Okay.
if it's bigger groups, and we can pick things up too if that's needed. But we try to make it easy, and again, we'll pretty much take anything at any time.
Yes. Well, thank you
Yeah,
again
absolutely.
for everything that you do and for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For anyone that is following along today, go ahead and follow you guys on Facebook,
Yep.
Twitter, LinkedIn, right?
Yes,
And that's it is. Say the name again.
Sure, Children's Home Shelter for Family Safety.
Yes. We're going to get it down.
Yes, we will.
Well, thank you again. And thank you for joining us today. And stay tuned for the next TGG Cares.
Great.